Today, I will be ranking every part in Bloodbath based on how good the gameplay and decoration is. I saw Howdy's video on this and his tier list was actually okay, and since I recently beat Bloodbath, I decided I'd make my own tier list. Starting off this list, we've got Weo Weo Teo. Nice name by the way. When basically everyone starts playing Geometry Dash, they search up Bloodbath at some point and they have to face this part. And well, they probably can't get past it. I couldn't when I started playing the game, that's for sure. This part's actually pretty solid. It starts off with a ship that's really awkward for new players, but there's a click pattern for it and it gets pretty consistent. And then you have a straight fly, which it's just a straight fly with a few gravity portals. It's nothing interesting. And then after that you have a ball spam part, which I think is really fun actually. Some people don't like it, but this is my tier list and I like it. Also, the decoration in this part is really good, especially during the straight fly section. Basically all of the decoration in Bloodbath is pretty good, especially for a 1.9 level. And anyways, Weo Weo Teo is going inside the A tier. Vermilion is next, and it's a huge step down compared to Weo Weo Teo in terms of gameplay. The ship is pretty awkward, and it has a few clicks in it which just never seem to get consistent. And then the ball part is just ball timings for a few seconds. It's not hard, but it's boring. But what does save this part is its amazing decoration. It's got good decoration in the ship, and then in the ball, I really like these brick block thingies at each end of each of the platforms. So the decoration really saves this part, and I'll still give it a B tier, a low B tier. Michigan is a very infamous part filled with copious tight timings. It's definitely not a flashy part, but the gameplay is very difficult. It's not bad though, it flows really well actually. And there is one thing that I would change though, and it's the UFO. It can get pretty annoying at times, but the rest of the gameplay is actually pretty decent. I'd say it's pretty overhated actually. The decoration, it's nothing special, it just fits apart pretty well and that's it. But Michigan gets a solid B tier spot, ahead of Vermilion. Evasium's part is a nice break from Michigan's part, and it starts off with a ship that isn't awkward but it still carries some difficulty. And then there's a wave which is really satisfying to play. And after the wave there's a UFO, and I really like the use of the pink orbs in the UFO. It makes the UFO kind of fun. In fact, all of the gameplay in Evasium's part is pretty fun, and on top of that, the decoration is amazing as well. I really like the structures and the background, and the light flashes elevates this part to another level. So this part is an easy S tier. Crack's part is iconic for its very difficult straight fly, and while to a normal person this part might not seem that fun, however, it's actually pretty fun. It flows really well with the music and it's actually pretty satisfying and not awkward at all, except for I guess the choke point at 44%. The transition into the yellow portal might not seem special, however, if you hold for too long like I did here, you'll crash into the platform below and it just completely messes you up. However, I have to say, I really like this little section here where you're flying through all of the monsters. It's really satisfying, I have to say. Also, the decoration in this part is fine. It's not bad by any means, but it's not amazing. And overall, Crack is definitely a solid A tier, ahead of Weo. Next up is A Sonic. It starts off with a UFO which is meant to be easy, however it can be awkward actually, and I don't like it, it's not fun at all. And the ball's gameplay isn't that bad actually, although it is just a bunch of orb tapping. Some people find it fun, and I can see why. And as for the decoration, the UFO once again is a huge letdown. It's just a bunch of saw blades scattered everywhere. I don't think I have to say much more. And the ball part's decoration isn't bad, but it doesn't make up for how bad the UFO section is. So A Sonic, I'm sorry, but you have to go in the C tier. Etza's part is next, and I'm going to have to start off with the decoration here. Sorry, but this part is ugly. Etza, what were you thinking when you made this? Once you see these lines, you'll never be able to unsee them, and they hurt to look at. Not to mention that half this part is just blank space as well. Not a Taylor Swift reference, and I do not like Taylor Swift. The gameplay doesn't save this either. Some people think this part is actually fun for some reason. However, the fast UFO section at the beginning of this part is very nerve-wracking, especially when you're playing from zero. And then the ship is also really awkward. And then there is this terrible transition. The transition from these orbs into the straight fly is so bad. I died there so many times when trying to beat this level. So since the gameplay and the decoration of Etz's part is bad, I'm going to have to put it in the D tier. To be honest, I've seen worse gameplay and decoration before, but Etz's part is a huge letdown compared to the rest of the level. Havoc's part is probably the most forgettable part in Bloodbath, but forgettable doesn't mean bad. There's nothing wrong with the gameplay at all, and in fact, I kind of like the UFO. And there's nothing wrong with the decoration either, it's very safe. It fits the level pretty well, and so I don't have much to say about Havoc. It's going to go into the B tier between Michigan and Vermilion. Giron's part is next, and I want to start off by saying that the transition from Havoc's part into Giron's part is surprisingly solid. I thought it would be a lot worse. The ship in Giron's part looks really difficult actually, however it's easier than it looks, and it's really gratifying once you get past it. Very satisfying as well to play. Then there's the dual cube, which, well, it's not easy, but you shouldn't really die to it. If you die to it, then that's sad. The decoration in Giron's part is also nice, I don't have much to say about it. So Giron's part definitely belongs in the A tier, between Crack and Weo. GG Boy's part is a real test of how well you can handle your nerves. Technically, the gameplay is easier than most of the level, however it is still really easy to mess up here. Just one missed timing and, well, you're dead. The gameplay in this part is definitely satisfactory, however I wouldn't really call it fun. And I would also like to point out that I died to this one click 3 times because of my sheer stupidity. The correct path is to go onto the upper ledge on the left, like this. But what I thought I was meant to do was to go onto the lower ledge over there. The problem? That click is absurdly difficult. It's like 10 times harder than the normal route, and I didn't figure out the correct path until after I beat the level. So this part took me 4 tries. I'm not going to hold this against GG Boy in any way though, since I'm a chill guy, and also the decoration is okay, and this part is alright, so I'm going to put GG Boy in the B tier ahead of Havoc or not? Yeah, why not? Last and, well, definitely the least, Riot. I mean, this part has like 11 objects, it's definitely the least. Putting a triple spike at the end of a level is just straight up evil. People die to it. I was almost one of them as well. I almost died to this last jump. I was like a few pixels off. Well, Riot's part is obviously just filler, and while I'm not a huge fan of the triple spike, I mean, it's just a popular gimmick now, so I can't really hate on it. I didn't die to it either, so yeah. I think it'll be unfair to put Riot below the C tier since it's like filler, but also it's not a real part, so I can't really put it above the C tier, so I guess it goes in the C tier. There is no doubt that Bloodbath is one of the most influential extreme demons of all time, and there is no doubt that I really like this level. I mainly used the higher tiers in the tier list, and I didn't put anything in the F tier. Even Etz's part, I didn't think it deserved F tier. There are much worse parts in other levels. And that concludes my tier list. Here's the screenshot.